Alright, I'm back. I waited a little bit longer than I intended. I have 72 trillion infinity points and E3100 antimatter instead of just 3,000, but whatever. Means I can buy a few more upgrades. I could buy this and a couple purchases of this. I can actually maximize this upgrade. But yeah, main purpose of this episode is Infinity Challenge 2. So let's see. All of the normal challenge restrictions are active at once except only the Big Crunch Auto Bar Challenge. Oh boy. So you also have the Tick Speed C9 challenge, which means I have a feeling we're going to need to turn off our auto buyers. Alright. Starting the challenge. Yep. Looks normal. Okay. There's only 6 dimensions, so I'm just going to turn off 1 to 5 and tick speed and just resume the rest. And that should do it. Yep. All right. All right. This is working. So maximize all of these. Tick speed, which is actually a little more powerful than I thought it would be. Tick speed again. Okay, I think we can. I think it's safe to resume the auto buyers now, since we can't really buy anything and nothing is clashing cost scaling wise. We're doing pretty well, honestly. Except that stuff gets reset when dimensions are purchased. But that was expected. We already knew that was going to happen. And now we wait. So let's take a look at the reward of this challenge. Improve the infinity power conversion rate based on dimension boosts, which is a very strong formula. As you can see, I only have 2 dimension boosts, and it's already 1.97. It doesn't actually get that much higher because the way I did it originally, it was actually a bit of an inflation problem, but I rescaled it in some of my more recent updates, which are finally in the change log, and that, yeah, rescaled infinity challenges. So, yeah, I did do some inflation, and I stopped the inflation. So, yeah, minor bug fixes. This is actually what I was talking about earlier. I fixed these bugs, and um, this is why I had to take a break from the series originally fixing these bugs, and then I lost my save. You know, that's always fun. It's fine now, though. Okay, so we have a little bit of a time wall here trying to get up there. There really isn't a lot we can do here. Um really the only other thing we'd feasibly be able to buy is another purchase of the first infinity dimension, but that's 100 trillion. We aren't going to get that for a little while. We're gaining a trillion per minute. I'm not waiting 40 minutes just for a minuscule buff to infinity dimensions. So, yeah. The other option is wait. And I mean, the waiting strategy, it isn't terrible. We need 1,300, and we're basically at 1,200 right now. Got a helpful little progress bar down here, which is about 92%, just about. Yeah, we'll get there soon. We'll get there. Like we've got our higher dimensions here too, like because they produce some multipliers. That basically buffs all of these by this to the power of 7. So this is increasing by about 1% per second. That makes these increase by like 8% or more. So the more these increase, the more these increase. And because these are falling off, because we're not producing as much infinity power, these aren't increasing as much. It also doesn't help that we only have 6 dimensions. If we had more than 6 dimensions, we'd breeze this challenge, but that's why the challenges were scaled the way they were. So that we can't just breeze them. The challenge was specifically optimized for the fact that we only have 6 antimatter dimensions. I did notice something though. You go over here, Infinity Challenge 3 now. That requires 10 to the power of 8,000 antimatter. So, yeah, I have no doubt that, like, this challenge reward, the almost a +2 onto the infinity power conversion rate, which will get this from 7 to, like, very nearly 9. 8.97 looks like. And that multiplier should help us reach the 10 to the power of 5,000 antimatter and get the fourth infinity dimension, which in turn will help us reach that 10 to the power of 8,000. So, just as in vanilla, the entire game was basically rescaled to compensate for the fact that there are no galaxies, because one buff helps to reach another milestone, which applies another buff to something else to reach the next milestone, and so on and so forth. And, that's the way the game's supposed to be played. My matter's getting a little high for my taste. I'm gonna go ahead and press this button right here. Wait, no, 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 I forgot. Okay, I'll turn these back on momentarily. Come on, I just need to reach the end of the challenge, okay? That's all I need to do. Come on, come on. It's also kind of fun to see how the post-break scalings all just kick in one by one. We're actually all the way back. We're already back to where we were before. Hmm. Yep. And we're increasing pretty well as well. Unfortunately, these dimensions keep resetting us. Which, I mean, they give a 1.4 multiplier. That's, as you can see by when we purchased all those dimensions, that's actually not terrible. It's just not ideal. So, crud. Crud. I lost the game. That's no fun. Anyway, it's going to be a little while before we get another purchase, so I should be fine. Wait, no, not that tick speed. Okay, whatever. We didn't lose that much. Only our production output. Ish. You could just sit in here, keep losing a dim boost until. Wait, no, losing a dim boost resets this. Never mind. Matter. Ugh. Okay. We're not doing terribly. This is just taking a little longer than I hoped it would. I'm going to be honest, I might have to finish this later. It's already taken over 10 minutes. This is just in this infinity. And we're not quite there yet. We're at 96%. Oh man. Oh man, it might take another like 15 to 20 minutes actually. I don't have anything to talk about right now. I've already explained everything. Do I have to come back for another episode? I might have to. Oh man. Oh man. This autobuyer is useless. Limit antimatter galaxies to what? When they don't even exist in the first place? Huh? That's hilarious. Yeah. I really am slowing down actually. It is gonna take at least 10 more minutes to finish. That's fine. That's fine. I I can come back later and finish. I have a little bit too much stuff to do right now, but I will be back and we can finish this challenge and I'll show you how exactly how powerful the Infinity Challenge 2 reward is. And that is when the inflation era will finally begin. So yeah, that's all we need to do. That's 2.0. Okay. And here we go. All my dimensions are about to be reset again because I'm buying a set of 6th dimensions. Thank you very much. I'm gonna have to wait. The set of 6 dimensions in and of itself is going to cost me like a minute. And the 4th dimensions are trying to compete. Nope. Look at that. You just cost me so many orders of magnitude. Okay, yeah. I'll come back later and finish. Like probably in an hour or so when I've done a little bit more of other stuff. I need to keep coding endgame. Anyway, that's all for now, and I'll catch you next one. See ya.